Revo Cycles was founded in the year 2000 by Rainey. Now, he started by taking the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, the legendary rally car from Japan, and bringing it to Taiwan, modifying from left-hand drive to right-hand drive, modifying the engine, the drivetrain, manufacturing custom parts for it. He did it all. In 2001, he also started manufacturing some parts for motorcycles. 2007, Rainey got himself the SUZUKI M109R, which he really loved. And, well, of course, as he always does, started making some custom parts for it. Now, in 2014, Boss Rainey got himself this model. The M109 Boss. In the US, it's called the Suzuki Boulevard. However, in European market, it's the Intruder. And of course, again, he loved it. If you do share the same passion as him, come visit the website and check out the parts at www.revo-cycles.com. The first product I want to introduce to you is the hydro clutch. Now, why does this bike need a hydro clutch? Good question. The cable, you see, the clutch cable here, it bends in certain places like this and like this. And this causes the cable to kind of rub inside and decreases its durability. You see, Boss Rainey had an accident where his clutch cable snapped in the middle of a very busy road in Taiwan. And well, that caused him to wet his pants. You know, so hydro clutch is kind of like a safety device, you could say. Now, the parts that we have here are the master cylinder, which is actually a genuine Suzuki part. However, it's painted black, while the clutch lever is anodized in black. So it's not paint, it's anodized, which is, well, again, much more durable. Now, we also have the cable, which is made in Italy. And as you can see, one of the ends is adjustable. The reason for that is to not have any stress on the fluid line. Because if you constantly have stress, of course, the durability goes down. And the last part from the kit is the slave cylinder, which is made in Taiwan, not China. And it's basically the best Taiwanese brand of any cylinders that you can get. This is special again because the angle is adjustable. Now, the angle is adjustable to, again, not cause stress on this part. If this part is constantly stressed, it will bend, and again, it will not be as durable as it should be. Let's go ahead and put it on. All right, so let's try putting it on. However, before we do that, I really want to stress this, that it is much better if you give someone who is a professional to do this job, because it involves some steps that might be a little bit confusing or difficult to do. However, if there is no other choice, then let's check out the tools. So first, you'll need some pliers. You'll need Allen heads. I think we have like a M5, M6. You will need T-handles, that's a 10 and an 8. Wrenches, 12, 14, 13. Screwdriver, some scissors. Of course, we're gonna need some oil, brake fluid, and a string, any type of string. This is going to be used to put the cable through the bike. Okay, and of course you will need a brake fluid pump to take out any air bubbles that might be stuck in there. Now, the window cleaner fluid is used to kind of take off the handle a little bit smoother, because, well, it's kind of stuck on there, so You want to have that to help you. First, you need to release the clutch cable seat at the bottom. Next, we release the clutch cable at the top. Next, put the string on the clutch cable. Next, take out the cable at the bottom. Now you can pull the cable and make sure that the string goes in with it. Now let's attach the clutch line to the string and make sure that you attach the adjustable side, which goes on the slave cylinder, while the non-adjustable side stays on the master cylinder. Now pull the clutch line back through the motorcycle by pulling the string, and again make sure the adjustable side is on the master cylinder. Now we take off the grip, the controls, and the clutch perch from the left side of the bar. Now let's put on the clutch master cylinder. Straighten the bars to see if the angle aligns with the brake master cylinder. Now let's put on the clutch line, however, leave the adjustable screw loose. The clutch sensor, this one is a little bit older, so it only has 2 pins, while the newer one is 3 pins. So what we have to do is take off the old male side of it and connect the 2 pins to the sides of the new 3-pin connector. Connect the wires to the most left pin and to the most right pin. Leave the middle open. First, relax the clutch arm bolt to have some space to adjust the clutch arm inwards if needed, because in some models it might kind of touch the case and leave a mark there. Next, we have to take off the old clutch cable seat. However, make sure you have something under it to catch the oil, because there might be some dripping out. Now, before you put the slave cylinder on, first check if the rod is straight. Okay? Check if the rod is straight. If it's not, you can return it to us and we will change it for you. However, if it's not straight after you put it on, well, then the warranty is not viable anymore. First, screw it on lightly, and then we will adjust the position. Finding the right position is very important. You don't want any stress on the cable or on the rods, because that might affect the durability of the device. Now, the cable line should come out at around 45-degree angle, and it will be fixed to the frame at the bottom. Now, you have to make sure that the slave cylinder rod is straight with the clutch arm. It's straight while looking from the side, and it's also straight while looking from the top. That is very, very important. First, screw on the cable line before you screw on the clutch arm, because the rod is easily bent. So you might bend it if you first screw it on the arm and then try to screw on the cable line. So remember, the cable line first. Now we take off the slave cylinder and adjust the seat position to the lowest point. And next, we add the brake fluid and take out all of the air out of the system. After connecting the clutch line at the bottom, you should screw it on at the top to the master cylinder. Now, because when you screw on the clutch line, it will twist together with the screw. So you want to make sure you hold the clutch line tightly and then screw it on. The brake fluid is definitely not great for your paint, so make sure you protect your gas tank. Now we push the brake fluid downwards by pressing the clutch lever many times. At the bottom, we use the pump to take out the air of the system. Now you need two people working on this, one with the slave cylinder, one with the master cylinder. Do this until all of the air out of the system is gone. Just check if there are any more bubbles coming out. If not, then it should be all right. Use some water to wash off the slave cylinder from all the brake fluid. Now we put the slave cylinder back on and screw it on tightly. Again, make sure the slave cylinder rod is straight. After you confirm that it's straight with the clutch arm, you can use a zip tie to tie off the clutch line. Now check the movement while pressing the lever to see if the rod is straight. If it's not, then you will see the whole slave cylinder moving a little bit. It should not move while you're pressing the clutch lever. Now, just like the cable clutch, the hydro clutch should also have some play for the clutch arm. So make sure the clutch arm has some free play in it. Just like the cable clutch, you don't want it to be under tension all the time. Another thing to make sure is that you can pull the clutch lever all the way in. Make sure you zip tie the cable line so that it doesn't move and does not change the position of the slave cylinder. Now the hydro clutch will not be much lighter than the cable clutch, but it's definitely going to be much more durable and safer. Remember that all the adjustments that we did on the slave cylinder will influence your pull of the clutch. Okay, so make sure you adjust it correctly. Enjoy your new clutch.